When a country is in harmony with the Tao, the factories make trucks and tractors. When a country goes counter to the Tao, warheads are stockpiled outside of the cities. There is no greater illusion than fear, no greater wrong than preparing to defend yourself, no greater misfortune than having an enemy. Whoever can see through all fear will always be safe. The Tao Te Ching. Hello. You are listening to the Manifest on Purpose show. Today, let's discuss war and peace. We'll jump into that topic in a few, but before we do, I gotta let you know who I am. I am Kimbaley. I am the host of Manifest on Purpose. I'm here to elevate you to a higher level of consciousness. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for inviting your friends and guests. And thank you for subscribing here and on the website at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com, and on manifestonpurpose.net. The God in me loves the God in you. Let's get started with our numerology forecast for today, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn. It is Wednesday, October the 18th. 2023. The sun is in Libra, the moon is in Sagittarius, it's an 8 universal month, an 11 universal week, and an 8 universal day. If you have to make a move of an important nature that affects your career or pocketbook, this is the day to manifest it. So whether it's making a dream come true or phasing out a part of this area in your life, then you're well on your way to getting what you want. Aries, Scorpio, Leo, Capricorn, Aquarius, and those born on the 8th, the 9th, the 17th, the 18th, the 26th, and the 27th are today's standouts in the zodiac and number scope. Once again, the numerology report for today is courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn. You can get your numerology report every day. Just download the Astar 8 mobile app at Astar8, ASTAR, the number 8.com. You can also get it at Google Play or on the App Store. Also visit Linktree/numbersandyou to check out some of his awesome books and services. I have the app and I do not plan a thing unless I check my calendar. Make sure you get yours too. As you heard me say, this is about war and peace, and I think it's a timely message. By the way, the intro for today is one of the Tao Te Ching cards I picked for the morning. I don't go in any specific order when I pick these cards. It's just a random draw. And it just amazed me how timely this message is for us with everything that's going on in our world right now. So I wanted to elaborate on that message some. War and peace. There is no in-between. There is no middle ground. Don't worry, I will not waste your time discussing what's going on in our world right now because there's already enough people that is doing that for you. What I will do is to show you a different perspective of war and peace. Let me tell you what I think about when I think war. I think back to my junior year in high school when I had Dr. Critcher for my geometry teacher. Man, First of all, I'm not good at math, so I did not like math at all. And you may be surprised to know that I was kind of sort of rebellious in school, especially during those years. Since Dr. Critcher was the teacher of my geometry class, a class that I did not think I could pass, I decided to waste his time. I caused Dr. Critcher and my class so many distractions at that time. I teased that man the whole period long. It got me a seat right next to his desk. But don't worry, I continued to give him a hard time. When I was close to his desk, it was just me and him. I could tell by the look in his face that I knew exactly which buttons to push to make him angry. But something kind of weird happened. The angrier he got, the more he was drawn towards me. Dr. Critcher began getting up out of his seat, coming to my desk, teaching me important concepts and theories that he wasn't teaching other people. He was stimulating me and he was challenging me to pass this class. He made me his special project, and I, the one that got on his nerves, became the teacher's pet. We built a bond, and as a result, geometry became one of my favorite topics. What made all the difference in that experience is while I was at war, Dr. Critcher was at peace. I hear people talk about how they wish they could find peace in their life. If this person does the right thing, they'll live a peaceful life. If things go the way they want to, they will live a peaceful life. Well, as I said, there's no in between. So if you're not living a peaceful life, then you're at war. In that experience, it was clear that I was at war. However, I was not at war with Dr. Critcher. It took me many years to see through that. I was with war within myself, and that brings us to topic. War and peace are both within. When a person seems to be at war with somebody else, the war is really within. And likewise, when a person seems to be at peace, the peace is found within. Now that we know that peace and war originates within us, let's talk about why it happened. It should be your goal to go from war to peace if you are having some war issues inside of you. So I'm going to start with war. Where does the war come from that's inside of you? The war comes from fear. Case in point, when you're at war, you feel the need to defend yourself. And the only reason that you would feel a need to defend yourself is if you are in fear. First question you need to ask when you feel like there's a war going on within you is, what are you afraid of? Thinking back to my experience, I tell you what I was afraid of. Geometry. One of my worst subjects, my 11th grade year. I needed that class to graduate, and I was afraid that I was not going to be able to do it. But instead of learning how to express that fear in a way that I could get help, I decided to go at war with Dr. Critcher myself to kind of deflect the fear that I was experiencing. Sometimes we do this and we're unconscious that it's happening. Sometimes we're afraid of something and we don't want to admit it. Instead of reaching out, we project that war that's brewing inside of us on the people around us. That doesn't sound too fair, does it? Fear comes from attachment. The second question you need to ask yourself when you find out what you're afraid of is, what are you attached to? What is that thing that you're afraid to let go of? In that experience for me, it was my pride. I did not want to fail. Sometimes it can be an idea. Sometimes it can be somebody else's opinion of you. It could be many things. Just like when I discuss grief. A lot of people are afraid to let some things go. Now that we discuss what war is, let's move on to the opposite. The opposite of war is peace. Since war comes from fear, that means we have to do the very opposite to get the opposite result of peace. So instead of being in fear to bring peace within, you have to be courageous. Let me keep it real for a second. A lot of times we go through things, and the reason why I say we is because I'm not excluded here. But a lot of times we go through things and we think to ourselves, how am I going to get out of this? It seems like the worst thing in the world is happening. But that's an impossible thought, because you're right here listening to this show now. So it proves to me that all of those things you felt that way about in your life, you have made it through. And that's the way it's going to continue to be. So there's no need to be afraid, because you can see you are the proof that no matter what has come your way thus far in your life, you have been able to get through it. You may have a few scars, but you're still here. Because attachment leads to fear, in order to be at peace, you have to detach. What I mean when I say detach, it means that you have to detach from the outcome and the circumstances. The Creator did a phenomenal job in creating us. What gives us the audacity to think that we could do better? And I say that because a lot of times when someone is going through something, they're always trying to figure out what they can do to make it better. And a lot of times what they're doing is really making it worse. There's a purpose for everything in the universe. You don't know what the purpose is. It may be something tough that you have to go through, but the reason why you go through it is because it's a part of the journey. When you go in and you try to fix it yourself and try to do it yourself, that's when you mess up. War and peace. Do you create unnecessary war in your life when it really should be peace? And don't be ashamed to admit it to yourself, because a lot of people do. Sometimes even unknowingly. There are two things that are certain in this world. One is that we came here, and the number two thing is that we'll leave here. Everything else that happens in between are just minor details in passing. If you look deep enough, the same war that was brewing in you 10 years ago is no longer brewing in you today. And the same war that may be brewing in you today may not be brewing tomorrow. Your war comes from an illusion. And once you're strong enough and courageous enough, you can turn that war into peace. Poor Mr. Pritchard. Of all the teachers that gave a hard time, poor thing, he caught the worst of it. But that was a smart man. He was able to look within me and see that the war that I was projecting towards him was a call for help. It was what helped him sense the fear within me. He was smart enough to know that he needed to get closer to me to help teach me so that I can move on to the next level and move on to graduate high school. Thanks to his astute observation of me, I was able to find peace in that area of my life. Now you can do the same thing. Are there areas in your life that you feel like you may be at war? You know those areas because those are the areas that are sensitive to you, that keep coming up over and over, those patterns that you keep seeing, the war that you project on others. It's only fear, and fear is only an illusion. The opposite of fear is peace. According to Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching, whoever can see through all fear will be safe. You are responsible for the war or the peace in your life. Which one will you choose? I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose. Let's prepare for today's meditation. In today's meditation, I want you to focus on collective peace and harmony. If you're driving, this is not the time to do so. Please download this and save it for later. If you are not driving, please find your sacred space, the space that is comfortable for you, safe, distraction-free, the one in which you can relax and focus on your breathing. Enjoy your meditation.